show.
Me say, everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. My God is not a liar, that he should lie. Or the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, then he meant it. And if he meant it, he would do it. It's up to something. I may not see it. I may not see it. Oh, Lord of mercy. Still I'm trusting. Hey, my God is working. He's working. He's working. Every day, every hour. He's working. 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 Everything is working. Everything is working. Working out for my good. Working out for my good. Everything is working. Everything is working. Working out for my good. Working out for my good. I will keep holding on. Holding on. And I will keep moving on. Moving on. Said I will keep holding on. Holding on. And I will keep moving on. Moving on. God is working. It's up to something. I may not see it.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
God is working, working, working. God is working, 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 working. Listen up, God is working, even in the darkest hour. God is up to something. Oh, Lord, still I'm trusting. Hey, I'm telling you, God is working, He's working, working, He's working, working, He's working, working, working. God is working, 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 working for you. He's working it out. God is working it out for you. Hey.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
all around the world.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. The best radio show.
This is Star Radio UK.
Can I see you snap like this, everybody? Come on.
In your car,
at work,
at home.
on your smartphone. The best radio show.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Yeah, man. God is working. He is up.
Welcome.
I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working. He is working. He is working. Tell you, God is working, working, working. Help me say, God is working. Tell you everybody.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Every little thing is gonna be alright. My God is not a liar, that he should lie. Or the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, then he meant it. And if he meant it, he would do it. It's up to something. I may not see it. I may not see it. Oh, Lord of mercy. Still I'm trusting. Hey, my God is working. He's working. He's working. Every day, every hour. He's working. 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 Everything is working. Everything is working. Working out for my good. Working out for my good. Everything is working. Everything is working. Working out for my good. Working out for my good. I will keep holding on. Holding on. And I will keep moving on. Moving on. Said I will keep holding on.
I'll keep holding on. Everything is working. Oh, it's working out for my good. Moving on. What a song. What a powerful one. From Akasibrim Pond, all the way from G8 Ghana. And tonight, this morning, this evening, depending on where you are, we're doing some GH Ghana things, Ghana politics. Is everything working? Is it working out for our good? Is everything working in Ghana? I believe with God all things are possible. So stick and stay and let us do the do as we dive into all the issues that have been making the headlines. Most importantly, what concerns our country, our beloved country, Ghana at 65. Are we still crawling or are we walking? Are we about to fly? All this and more we'll be discussing shortly. God is working, but are we working as a people? Are we working as a people? Are we ready to work? Do we have a mind to work? And so, who truly loves Ghana? That's the topic we're discussing, and it's gonna be amazing. My guests are joining pretty soon, all set and ready to roll. And so, you know what? The good news is that we are sponsored by Kerry's Furniture, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. We are sponsored by Kerry's Furniture. The good news is that they can deliver to your doorstep, no matter where you are, from Caracas to Casablanca, from Achimbegro to Baghdad. They can deliver to your doorstep. And so look no further. But hey, you can connect with them. You can connect with Kerry's Furniture on Instagram and also on Facebook. Kerry's with the K-H-A-R-I-S, and they'll be more than happy to serve you. And if you mention Star Radio UK, your 15% discount is for you. Also sponsored, we're sponsored by M&M. 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 It's amazing, isn't it? These guys are amazing. It's a global company operating from Ghana, GH. And you know what? When it comes to graphic or media stuff, print works, it's got to be M&M concept. These guys are seriously into some good business. They have some deadline that they can meet for you. And so look no further for all your print works and designs. It is M&M concept. We'll give you more details at the end of the program, how you can connect with them. But also, hey, may I associate with sponsored. If you're looking for a project management company, when it comes to your housing issues, from conception to completion, it is Mayor Associate in Ghana. And also we talk more about that. Last but not the least, we sponsored our major sponsor, CIG Properties, Cornerstone International Group Limited. These guys are professionals based in the UK, but also if you're looking to invest in Africa or buy your holiday home, look no further. CIG Properties, www.cigpropertyuk.com, and log on and connect with them, and they'll be able to sort you out. And this afternoon, we are live on Twitter. It's at Star Radio UK, live on Periscope. We are live on TuneIn Radio. We are live on Facebook, couple of pages, KB Bossman Facebook page, and also Star Radio UK Facebook page and fan page as well. We are live on our YouTube channel. We are live on www.starradiouk.com. We are also live on, amazingly, our user-friendly app, interactive. Download from your Apple Store, or you can download from your Android store and listen on the go. Let me say happy birthday to Mo and Chris. These guys are amazing. They are not twins, but they were born on the same day. Ho, ho, ho. Christian and Moses, happy birthday to you. Guys, grow in grace and power and favor, wisdom and understanding of God. More blessings to you. Hey, we all set and ready to roll. We're all set and ready to roll. We're moving on. God is working. God is working. Is God working? Is God working in Africa at all? Is God working in Ghana at all? This song should tell you something. But you know what? The Black Stars of Ghana drew with Central African Republic. Oh my, they won the first one. Madagascar thrashing them 3-0. But you know what? It's a draw, but it's not a loss anyway. Guys, and Otuado and the team, more kudos to you and more power. We all set to roll.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Welcome.
But still I'm trusting.
We're still trusting.
God is working, He is working, He is working. Tell you, God is working, working, working. Let me say, God is working. Tell you everybody, He's up to something. I may not see it, still I'm trusting. 'Cause God is working, 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 working. God is working, working, working. He never sleep or slumber. My God, the promise keeper, sees every tear that falls, every tear that falls. My God is never late,
Welcome.
and He is never late. He's always there, right on time, you know. And if He said it, surely He meant it. And if He meant it, surely He will do it. God is working, He's up to something. I may not see it, still I'm trusting. God is working, working, working. God is working, 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 me say, everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. My God is not a liar, that He should lie, or the Son of Man that He should repent. If He said it, then He meant it, and if He meant it, He would do it. He's up to something. I may not see it, oh Lord of mercy, still I'm trusting. Hey, my God is working, working.
keep holding on. I'll keep moving on.
Said I will keep holding.
The nation Ghana 65. What is happening to GH? What is happening to Ghana? We believe in God so strongly. I mean, strongly. I believe that we believe because what the percentage of Christians are well above 70%. And is God working? He I don't even know how to quantify it. I will bless God for giving us this grace to be amongst the living. We give him all the praise. We exalt his holy name. It is the Lord that has kept us amongst the living. Psalm 66 makes us understand from the verse 9, I believe. And so let's give God praise and thanks and honor his holy name. God is always working 24/7. Why is Ghana not working? Or is Ghana working for you? So the NDC is the National Democratic Congress, the biggest opposition party in Ghana. And I'm super excited that tonight I'm joined by none other. I just want to say something, but it's with all due respect. This man that is joining me, Mr. Ken Johnson, he's the chairmanship of the United Kingdom. He's the O2 for himself. And tonight, the O2 for of chairman, the chairman in Ghana, in the UK, when it comes to the National Democratic Congress, which is the initials is NDC, the biggest opposition party in Ghana today. And these guys, you can't joke with them, but we'll talk a bit more about what is happening, and it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited, you know that, and always as it is. And my team and everyone, we want to say thank you for a new month. God has made us seen the month of June. It's a joy. Many did not make it. It's so sad, but we will rejoice in the Lord in all things. We give him thanks. And so our other panelists will be joining us pretty soon. They'll be connecting from Ghana. And so Mr. Charles Bisu is on the campaign trail. He is looking to become the General Secretary of the ruling New Patriotic Party. And so he's on the campaign trail, and he is going to join us from Achimota. Charlie, that place has a history with myself. And so so when you said that, I was a bit like, this man, you know what? But hey, let me say that also Professor Enoch Pukwentri will be joining us from, he's on holiday in Ghana, so from the eastern region, Koforidua, to be precise, Cove Town, Charlie. We are the Cove Town guys, so he will be joining us. But hey, let's start and let's talk about Ghana. God is working, God is working, God is working. Good evening, good afternoon, Mr. Ken Johnson. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I am super excited to be on your show. I think that it is not only excitement for us as individuals, but also an excitement for my greater party, which I belong. But I think I have to make it clear that I am not just two for. There are some people. So I beg you, let me be in my let it come.
No.
Yes,
I'm not. That's why I said that. I'm not saying that. I am giving it to you. So this is from me to you. I know what I'm talking about. So it is not.
I'm humbled to be elected to two for, but that's I'm not an Ashanti, but he's a two for, and let me just be my small corner.
Okay. So it's anyway. It's a title that is huge, is heavy, and I know that. So.
I prefer Osaji food than Otu.
Charlie, politicians will always be politicians. I do understand, but hey, how are you doing, and the family and everyone?
We're good. I mean, we've had a platinum celebration for 2 days bank holidays coming our way. We've spent that, and at the moment we're just looking at how best we can resume back to the normal work life, which is from tomorrow. Some people go back to work, some would have to be at home. My kids continue to have a holiday until Tuesday, so I mean, obviously, I work from home, so I still have to do one more day with them. It's going to be fun. But yes, we've had a good time by the grace of God. We can't complain. Family as well, friends as well. Okay, we have just celebrated another day of revolution for our party, which is the 43rd anniversary. And this is something I think we're going to talk about when we start the conversation. But if you look at the subject of revolution, how we came about, you could just see from everyday life in Ghanaians today that the evidence or the remits or the tenets for which the revolution came by is still around. And I think that now we are conscientizing ourselves to ensure that we can restore our country back to the high heights. As you can recognize that everybody seems to be complaining. So for me, it's an honor, it's a blessing that we are still alive to see the ineptitudeness of a government that came to promise thousands and has delivered nothing, so to speak. And I'm sure your listeners or your viewers would want to know much of what we intend to do for them. As we can see from now, a lot of people want to join the party of mine, which is my NDC, the family that I belong to. We are the socialists, and every day and every night, you hear people calling to inquire about how to join the NDC. And to me, it's an exciting moment.
Wonderful, and thank you for that introduction. And I know that I love it when politicians, I host politicians, because everybody, the interesting part is that one subject by different views and different angles, and in the end we get to a particular position. And thank you. And I know that as a station, Star Radio UK, all throughout the whole week, we've been celebrating our great grand mother and the one and only Queen, the Platinum's Jubilee celebration. It's still ongoing on the streets of London, across the UK. Everywhere you pass, you see the flags flying high and parties on the on street corners, and you see it's amazing. So congratulations to the one and only Queen of the century. And I believe that for somebody to emulate that, it will take centuries as well to do that again. And so congratulations to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. We celebrate with you on Fake Talk and the entire station and management, Star Radio UK. So thank you. And let's dive into, we're talking about Ghana. And you know, as I was saying this, you know what came to mind, and is the day Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our first president, danced with the Queen in Ghana. That was an interesting moment, and it takes you back, and you're like, really, did that happen? And where we shortchanged as a country by who? From, I mean, with regards to our first president.
Oh, how do you mean? I think I need to.
Okay, so I mean, Dr. Nkrumah being overthrown, it's something that if we dive into, we'll not finish. I know, but the reason why I use that we being shortchanged is the fact that we had a good leader, and with him in the helm of affairs, other people to other people, he was a threat to one party state, and so they had to connive with others to get him out. So that is why I said that, have we been short-changed?
I can identify with that. I think that you and I can recognize that if Nkrumah had not been overthrown, perhaps we would have seen a different path of our country's journey. But of course, it's so ironic that the same people who sort of caused for his overthrow are those people in government today. And it is clearly seen that they've never liked anything good. It's all about them. It's all about their short-term interests. And Ghanaians, for some reason at the time, bought into their propaganda, and that led us to where we are now. But somebody came in to reset the time, which was what brought about the December 1979 revolution, which the NDC, led by the late um, Jerry John Rawlings, that sort of set the country back into a reset. But of course, these same people made it seem as if that Rawlings was doing something bad. And if you look at the records, and I think that now people are talking more of the records than just the propaganda, because Ghanaians have come to realize that it's not about the talks, it's about what you do on the ground to their daily lives. And I asked myself this question before this show, that if the Queen had been a leader in Ghana, having celebrated 70 years on the throne, how would she have felt about her own country? And I'm sure that's where your question comes in.
Yeah.
And then similarly, I asked myself the same question, that if we had not had Nkrumah overthrown, would we be a different country? And I think that the evidence is clear, it would have been different. So those people who threw bombs against Nkrumah, who did all sorts, still could not see anything good in the Lincoln trained lawyer or teacher from Achimota to his life, if you look at what he did. But the important message for us is that how we can now safeguard the little that is left, because Ghana is now in the ramshackles. We know nothing works. It is run by a tyrant, a dictator who doesn't want to give anyone the chance to even share a different opinion. And you'll be asking me the question. I wish your other panelists were here so that it doesn't become a free for me.
Yeah, that is.
I can give you a free lecture on this, but I'll try my best to make it very conversational. Because if you look at what happened or what is happening in our politics today, the very same person who brought in monocracy, all those vote buying, is the man who's now our leader. And this thing started in 2007. The history is there. The first time we saw monetary influence in our body politics at Congress happened with Akufo-Addo. And sadly, he did not even become the chosen leader of the MPP, as the Daily Graphic reported then, and the general newspaper. I remember Ayedin Wafo reporting the story that Akufo-Addo did not get up to 50%, but it took somebody like Alan Tramantin to, because of a lot of tension at that time during the Congress ground at Legon, to accept that, okay, let the man go, because he wanted peace. And that has been the bottleneck for our democracy, that today you have people throwing all sort of things, arms, even on the Congress grounds, for why we decided to go into democracy in the first place, to go and showcase and exercise your franchise. So this is, to me, a very big sad event that has happened to our democracy. And every young person in this country of ours who's listening to us, watching us, wants to go into the history of our democracy, the last 30 years, will know that this crop of people we have now have created a certain society which is dangerous, and we have to rescue our country.
But I mean, let me come in there in regards to that is one thing that I wish as Charles Bisu was on, because their party is in power, so he could have defended their sort of record, a track record. It's more or less, and Ghana has been turning to like Labour Conservatives, Republicans and Democrats, and so NDC MPP. Now they will also one thing. Let me set the record straight. One thing that when you talk to people, and most important people in the diaspora, that they cannot stand is the fact that the finger pointing or taking people back into, oh, this is what you did when you were in government. Oh, this is what you did in 1949. This is what you did in 1979. But people want to see what we can do in the now and also in the future. So that way we'll be able to move our country forward. That is a key game changer. So in what the former president, I mean, did I say the former? No, the current president. If we want to talk about his promises and his that Kumi Preko thing, how do you call it? The demonstrations and the kind of things that he organized, to me, it is not, it is nothing new because it is nature replaying what one sowed. If you ask me, so like people wanting to demonstrate, people are angry, people are what? That is how he treated the former president, and before he died, he said he was one. I think during this the statement he made at his funeral grounds, he said that he looked up to him. He used a particular word that I believe I will remember and mention it, that they were friends. They became friends before he died. But when he was in power, they were serious enemies, sworn enemies. So this is how politics is. But how can we shape it?
Well, that's aside to you. What we are doing here is part of the exercise to reform our system. And if you look at your theme for the flyer that you gave, you said it's who loves Ghana?
Who truly, yes.
Or the citizen. And it's because you are trying to arrive at a certain destination.
Exactly.
So we can make an argument or make the discussion look more interesting.
Exactly.
Now, the first thing you have to remember with your theme is you cannot talk about a politician without knowing who a citizen is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, therefore, it means that one has to be a citizen before he can be a politician to serve your country. That is what the Constitution says, and that's what the natural law also says. If we agree on that principle, then obviously we also have to know what sort of citizens have we been producing, or what sort of citizens are we? The problem is not about the politicians. The problem is about the society. It's about the society. What society we have, and how that society is producing these leaders that we are emulating to serve.
But Ken, sorry to interrupt you, but if you say the society, yes, I agree to some extent. But the rise and fall of every organization or institution, it's on leadership.
No, it's not entirely. It's about society. That's what I asked the question. If we had a queen in Ghana, as our leader for 70 years, what would be her accounts to the people? The British system works because the British society expects certain things from their leaders and certain things from the ordinary, those who have and those who have not. You agree with me?
Yes.
And that is why it is very, very uncommon for a president or the prime minister to rent a private jet and be flying around the world without giving us any credible account of what those expenditures are. That's what we are talking about. And that is why it is very uncommon for Boris Johnson to decide to go to Brussels, and then he will decide to charter 50 people, half of them, a dozen of them will be his girlfriends or his family members, to go on holidays on the ticket of the British people. It is not normal. So that is what I'm talking about, the society. It's not as, so the society begets the citizens. Okay? And that is why it is very uncommon for a man of God to speak about the issues in this country and the prime minister will not act on it. Because those who hold the bar, I'm talking of those at the pulpit, they really some respect. In our society, it's not. It is never so. Do you get what I'm trying to put up?
No, I do. I'm following you.
It's about what society have we produced, or what Ghanaian society should be. Because you cannot be a politician without being a citizen. And if citizens are truly citizens, and they have responsible citizens, as someone will call it, you realize that the citizens would expect certain things from their leaders, and the leaders will do the same way. Because at this moment, you and I know, Bossman, that if we were to hold this program in Ghana, the next morning the police will come and invite you. That's a fact. And that is the society we have now. Because we have a tyrant who does not see fit to even understand your views.
But is he the one calling the shots?
It is.
Are you sure? Because
that's why I wish your other co-panelists would have been here, so it doesn't become one-sided. I gave you a history, and I think if you go on Ghana Web, okay, if you go on Ghana Web, this is December 23rd, 2007. The records are there, and if you just Google MPP race summary, in that paper, there's a bit of work there. But I just want you to look at what happened on that day when MPP had their Congress or conference, as they call it, at Legon, University of Ghana, to elect a successor to President Kufuor. Remember the informal 17 people who contested, and that was a day that in Krabia, the fact that was disqualified. And something happened. Something seriously happened on the Congress.
What happened?
That took, because there was violence, there was vote buying.
Okay.
It took Ghana, what do you call it? Ghana Radio, what's it called? GBC reporter to use the term vote buying for the first time in Ghana's politics. I mean, I've joined ND, I've been with ND for well over 2.5 decades. I have never seen any time that we go to Congress that there's vote buying until 2007 when MPP, with Nanado being at the helm of affairs, showcased that. And it became
so the NDC, you guys don't do vote buying?
Before 2007.
Okay.
Remember what I said? Before 2007.
Yes.
So Nanado came to show two things. One, vote buying, and then rigging or use of violence. That is why he could stand publicly and say, it will cry, it shall move a crowd. You understand? And that is the man we are talking about here. You see? So every element of distraction, every element of violence, every element of we will not understand, we will use buga buga is from the man. And these are his fingerprints everywhere. And that is why politicians can steal, and I want to use the word steal, and they will go scot-free. But NDC, you'll never be able to do that. We will not allow you to do that. You understand? John Mahama was able to ask people to resign in the face of the law. Abu Gapele was one of them. You know it's there. It's in the record. How many of Akufo-Addo's appointees that have come out with so many allegations around their neck have been even prosecuted?
But have they been tried? I mean,
who causes the trial? Who appointed the
special prosecutor?
Who appointed the special what do you call it? Special prosecutor. It's not the same man.
It is the same man, but
who has been in charge of the judiciary since 2017. That is why we can go to court, and the judges are even afraid of their life that they can score you 7-0. That is what we are talking about.
But Ken, there's one interesting thing which it's happening in terms of the new special prosecutor. For the first time, I've seen, I've read in the papers, and I've listened to other stations as to he inviting certain people, I mean top officials, the PPA guy, for him to take him to court and all those stuff. Is it not a sign that they are willing, or they are making an effort to...
Effort. Are you calling that effort? But if it's an effort, Martin Yamadu was more or less doing same. He had an effort. He was inviting people to his offices. So what are you talking about?
But with Martin Yamadu, you guys were on his his heels, and then the government to
an effort. After effort, Martin Yamadu did the same.
Right.
What made Martin Yamadu decide to resign? Was not through the effort that got him to realize that no, he was fighting a brick wall. That is why he came out with the term "mother serpent of all corruption." And who was that? Wasn't the same president? So what are you talking about? Look, I've made a case for you to look at your question again, and I think you appreciate what I'm saying. It is not about a politician; it's about a society. And what I'm thinking is, what brought about the revolution in 1979? It's still remnant here. It's still clearly seen here, because Ghanaians have realized that, look, the political elites, more so with those who don't deliver, but they speak more, are still destroying the little things that they hold dearly. We can't even talk about values. We can't talk about sanity. We can't talk about anything. Our education system is in shambles. You know, workers can't even aspire. We can't even meet the aspirations of the people because you can't even voice out. But that is not what brought us to democratic credentials. This is not what God, or this is not what people asked for in 1992. This is not what made Rawlings decided, okay, let's go for multi-party democracy, when the whole world was clamoring for that. You understand?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to it, for over 2.5 decades, what I have seen in my side of the political divide, we used to go to Congress and people would just go and vote for the best.
I mean, I understand, but I mean.
So the last 6 years, the amount of violence, the contract killing you have seen, and talk a lot of
that is an allegation.
Oh, it's not. What are you talking? What do you mean?
No,
allegation?
if you say
What do
contract
you mean
killing,
allegation?
are you talking about the elections? Are you talking
No.
about elections?
Your own friends. Your own friends.
Okay.
Issa Mobila, a whole party chairman was named, destroyed, killed. And this thing has been repeated again. You think it is normal?
It's not normal.
Yeah, so what are you talking about allegation? What is allegation? The thing is evidently seen to you.
The word you use, that's why I said, you said
what
contract.
word did I use? I'm saying that it is the
killing.
fingerprints of the president. Wherever you go, you see the president's fingerprints there. And that is why we cannot even find a culprit for, what do you call it, all the killings that has happened. Yeah? That is the point.
Right. Okay.
Ahmed Swale was killed. Was that not contract killing? Is that allegation? Was it not contract killing?
It's still a mystery, even though there are some people saying they have evidence. It is not being brought to bear
So that is why, if we're talking about a society, if it was a British society where you and I sit, these killings would have been uncovered. These killings would have now been able to find a lasting justice for the families. But because a judge can be chased in his own chamber, and nobody's talking about it, and that is why today you can go to political parties' congress and people are wielding guns. That is where, and we're talking about what happened in 2007 at Legon. What brought Afoko and the rest to have a fist fight with Nanado? This is the issue. The history is there. It's in Ghana Web. I'm not saying this is what was reported. You see, so when you have a leader who is full of violence, then you know that you have to mind your business. That is why those people who had the guts to speak about the NDC when John Mahama was our leader in government, today they can't speak.
Why? Why do you think they can't speak?
Will come after them.
Okay. Okay.
That's the thing.
So
it is a society, and the society must wake up. It's not a problem of citizenry, or it's a society. The Ghanaians is what we have created. We have created a monster who is leading us, and we have to take care of it. Without that, we have no hope.
I believe if you've just joined us, you're live on Star Radio UK, and the program is Faith Talk. We're talking Ghana politics this evening, and my guest, I believe, at the moment is Mr. Ken Johnson. He's a chairman for the Telford branch of the National Democratic Congress of Ghana, the biggest opposition party, and they are looking to take they are looking to take the seat of government come 2025.
We are looking to restore dignity in governance in Ghana.
Okay.
We are looking to restore hope to those who don't have, and then those who have. We are looking to bring back businesses alive.
Okay.
We are not coming to pursue witch hunting to destroy people like Indum's businesses. No, we want everybody to feel proud of their country. That is what we believe in. Unfortunately, as you know now, there's only one business in Ghana. It's either you belong to that family or not. And that is why people said that mafias. The mafias are mafiaing everybody. And we can't talk about it. You and I have the locals to sit here and talk. But as I promised you, you can't hold this your program in Ghana, because before you would have finished, CID would have called you. And that is the seriousness of what we are talking about.
Okay. That is right. Thank you for that. I want us to move on to, we'll touch some of the issues happening, things that have come up. We'll touch on some of them. I wanted us to move straight to the Achimota Forest Saga, the land that is supposed to be a reserve. It's been there for hundreds of years, and it's a place that we all have been. We've taken time to walk through, to pray over there, to have some good time there as well. You know, it's a place that you can really have a good rest, and not just that, but do so many things there. But a couple of weeks ago, boom, it came out that it's turned into loot and share, as in it looks like it is the current government, but from other sources saying that even your party, some of your party folks are part of the loot and share of the national land, if I can put it that way in quote, the nations, the land or the conservation that belongs to the state is being shared amongst politicians, not just the NPP. Is this, I mean, morally, is this right?
Again, it's equalization, and your people, as you know them, they are very good at throwing tantrums and also levying allegation that doesn't make sense. I read the stories, and I've read quite a number of write-ups on this subject, and to me, it is the epitome of the disasters that we find ourselves in, because we have a leader who prefers not to be challenged, and therefore he thinks that it is his birthright to be our leader, and therefore he'll do anything within his powers to destroy the very thing that is holding society together.
Right.
Why would an individual who has not worked all his life, has been doing bokata, let me put it that way, and today he thinks that because he's a CEO, he should be able to have some portions of the land. And even the minister that he's appointed there, he's not done anything in real life. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's the issue. So when you have people who have only got one aspiration, is to loot and share, then obviously nothing good can come. But let's look into the issue. I think that if I was a guy, I would be worried. And I applaud my good friend, Prince Derek J, for championing this cause, because consistently he's been on the case, and he's a royal. He's got every right to speak about these issues. It is not the business of government to sell land to individuals. If you are living in a country like ours, and I want to come back to the issue of the big society idea that NDC is bringing in, if it is a society issue, we have to publish the sale of this land so that anybody who has interest or has got an interest in it can also come forward. While you connive, you sit in your chambers and decide to share lands, and you said, oh, government decided to ease some part of the land for developmental needs and to also ease the housing challenges in Accra, then you just share it among yourselves. That is theft. That is theft. You can't do anything about it. There's no way.
But Ken, I mentioned both parties.
No, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
I'm not running away from that. I'm coming
Okay.
to that. So this is the issue.
Mhm.
Is it you started your program by saying that you want us to talk about here and now and how we can move forward?
Exactly.
But you are now making the case that you're also buying into the propaganda that some people from the NDC, there's no evidence to that effect. Because Mike Hammer's name was mentioned, he's come out to deny it. Inus of Husseini's name was mentioned, he's come out to deny it. And these people are not in government. So if it is true that he did something irrational, the government could have done the rightful thing. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I do.
It's always good to throw the allegation just because you think that the temperature, okay, on the ground is not favoring you. So therefore, you want to sort of find the next person to infect your illness. That is what it is. That is what these people do. So for 6 years in government, you see, the issue of the Achimota forest and the Ramsar sites, as in Sakumolo area, these are the tips of the iceberg.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, because we've had the first inclination or the revelation when Eugene decided to leave his wife, and the wife came out to expose him of the properties he had acquired within 3 years, serving as the communication director for the presidency. So that, as a socialist, I became worried. I said, wow, so this guy can build these houses, acquire these properties.
Within 4 years?
Do all this. Sorry?
Within 4 years.
Within 3 years. It was within 3 years before the case where they went to court. So it was 3 years.
Yeah.
So, Bossman, you and I know how hard it is to work, to feed your family. Okay?
Yeah.
And you are still able to be a man. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And if you're doing all the 247 things to survive and make sure your kids and everyone are happy, and somebody who's never worked but just decided to attach himself with a violent political leader and he becomes a leader, I always call a violent man because I know he's violent.
Why would you want to associate?
Why he's violent? What
I mean, it's not him being violent.
He's a team violent.
Maybe the people around him are violent.
No.
Has he been violent to anybody?
Oh, come on. The man said, it should work right, show me. If he's a responsible man, he would have said that, no, this is not good. When Professor Mills was talking about Sumji, why do you think Professor Mills of Blessed Memory was talking about Sumji? Because you know that the guy is violent. Let us not downplay. That's the reality of the game. Okay? You say it as it is, so we can move forward. Ghanaians must know who their leader is. He's a tyrant as well. Okay? But let's come to the issues.
Yeah.
So these guys decided to, give a portions upon records of meetings between the families and whatnot. Decided to give a portion and even downsize it and take those portions. Said John has no business to even acquire land in that area. And what he failed to do was to say forever and ever when he was willing. All he did was a forever. You understand? That is the only thing we have been rescued with. That he didn't add an ever to it. How could somebody be so wicked? So wicked that it can't
given a national cake to
I never patriot. But in the past, when we were growing up, we used to sing Yenara and Sassini. We used to sing those songs, then it used to come with some oomph. You have to feel that you are belonging to a community.
Yeah.
Have you ever any child singing that song and be feeling energetic? Because Akufo has told them that, look, you don't need to sing the song. Come with your guns and you can get your way. You understand?
Yeah.
That is the substance of the issue. Look at Ramsey's side. 2018, he was there, told them that people were encroaching those lands, and those lands were reserved for the state, and nobody should encroach.
Yeah.
For us to come and realize that upon his demise, he had actually willed some to his nephew forever. Hey, my brother, the issues are this. If it was in this country where you and I say, these guys cannot even be in office for one day. You know it.
Yeah.
That is why I brought the question, if the Queen was our leader for all the 70 years, how would she feel? How would she be able to cast back and say, what sort of leadership I provided? Thankfully, we don't have that monarchy system. We have presidential system.
Yeah.
But I think that the last 6 years, everybody is gnashing their teeth. Everybody is gnashing. We've made a mistake. Most of we have tyrants and the tin pots of tyrants everywhere. And that is why nobody's talking about it. As for the election, we don't want to talk about it because that election was won, but it was stolen from us. But 2024, inshallah, it's not going to happen again.
I mean, okay, I don't want to get into the elections because I have my own opinion about that. Because if you won, I mean, people will also talk about you went to court. Why did you guys not present the evidence that you won? And you wanted the electoral commissioner to present evidence. Yes.
About the tyranny of the judicial system. How the judicial system is not working.
But you guys had the whole world watching, and if you had presented any evidence,
brother, if you talk about the whole world, it's like you have been a sycophant.
Why?
I first told you that the person who appointed the judges, they themselves, they knew that if they had said they were not going to take his appointment, they could be fired the next day. So they took the job and always be issuing 7-0.
No, my point is, Ken, I understand what you're saying, but my point is the fact that the whole world was watching. If you had evidence, you could have presented the evidence for the whole world to see that this is it. So that if the judges, then you put the pressure back on the judges.
No. I just told you. Do you think the judges care about what the world was saying? They were caring about their families.
That way.
That's their issue. Don't underrate what I'm telling you. The judges are scared for their life. So we presented our cases. Look at when the EC herself. Why on earth would you think that they prevented the EC to come to the dock to come and defend her nuisance? Why do you think they did that?
Did they prevent?
They prevented it. What are you talking about?
Because
the history. It's 2 years
I remember very well.
You've forgotten about the scenario. When Chachuchikado was calling for her to come to the, what did the judges say? Have you forgotten the judgment? Let's not make a mistake. You and I, we sit in a country where democracy works. You cannot have an EC make a pronouncement and come and say we made a mistake and the results will still remain the same. What are you talking about? It is the fingerprints of the tyrants we have. The tyrant has infested the whole society with these people. But Ghanaians are waiting patiently 2024. All of them will phase out because we want to restore dignity into our body politics.
I'll ask a question when we get to the internal elections, which we'll be getting there pretty soon. And let me read just one or two messages on Facebook. It says, I believe is it Alphys? Is it Alphys Consult? Okay. He or she is asking, he says, where's Charles Bishop? Okay. The NPP, the person says the NPP doesn't love Ghana forever. Reason why they are not here to contribute. Oh, okay. Charles Bishop knows that he has nothing to contribute to the subject. So he's absent. Thanks, Chairman Ken, for your submission so far. It looks like what? One second. There's, it it looks like the host is not abreast with what is happening in Ghana. I'm very much abreast, but to be quite honest with you, Izzy, it's you are innocent until proven otherwise, that you're guilty. So whatever is happening, yes, until it is proven, because some of them, yes, you know that that is what is happening. So that's totally different. And I believe that, Ken, are you with us?
I am with you.
Oh, okay. Your picture went out. Okay, so let's come to, this is a very interesting one, and
Yeah.
for me, I would have loved to have Professor Opoku and Tree's take on this, because he is more or less like the neutral one between yourself and Charles BCU. This is got to do with a tweet from the
Yeah.
British High Commissioner, Mrs. Harriet Thompson,
Mhm.
and last night I went back to read the tweet,
Mhm.
and to be quite honest with you, to be very, very, very honest with you, I see nothing wrong with that tweet. I don't think he or she was interfering. All that she said is that she's going to be following. She has an interest in it. So what is wrong? I don't know your take. Is it interference? Do you think that she was trying to interfere in the internal affairs of the nation?
Well, I don't think interference is a bit of a loose word. I mean, she's also,
Because I use that word because that's what most of the radios, TV stations in Ghana, and some of the panelists, well respected people, coming up with all kinds of, they are using that as a platform to insult and tear the woman apart, which I find it so, I mean, as a dishonest kind of way, that it's like they've been waiting for her to make a mistake, and now they've got her.
I think what we should think about is the police commissioner himself, the IGP.
Right.
He himself should be looking at his own self and think what he's been doing since he assumed office as the IGP. If you are doing a good job, why would you be worried about what, as you call it, opinions will say about you? You know what you're doing. The core ethos of policing is not what he's doing. It's become more like a PR disaster. You want to go about dancing in public, trying to become like a celebrity police officer, and therefore he had his fingerprint again in this matter of the High Commission. There's nothing wrong for the High Commissioner to say she will be keenly interested in the outcome of this.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that Umo has been on the eyes or in the throat of the police for a very long time. Okay.
Yeah.
And so any little thing that they will do, they can even frame it up. It's normal. We know how corrupt our police force is.
Some of them, not all of
Well,
them.
they are corrupt. President Mills decided to change their face, and then immediately Mahama continued it, and this guy came in, this crop of people came in, we saw what happened. So for the last 8 years, we're trying to rebuild brand the policing, and you know it. Hence why there was huge investment in that arena to ensure that their salaries and everything come to par with other civil servants. But when Opana came to office, you saw what is happening. The way they have been recruiting people, the way he's been appointing people. Look at how Danko has been rising through the ranks. So these are the things. And any serious person will look at the image of the organization and begin to ask questions. Okay? So for me, I don't think that Dampere has a case. But those letters, I'm told that it was not written by him. It was written by somebody from the Flagstaff House. That is true. Because if you look at
how sure are you? I've heard what you're saying. I mean, I've heard it from another quarters. That he was not the one that wrote the letter, but I mean, they got his signature and all those stuff. But that is so dangerous.
It is not. It is never dangerous under Akufo-Addo's government. Don't make it feel as if it's absurd. This is normal under this present leadership. Don't even call it dangerous. It is normal. This is a man who can ask his tax to go after a judge for making a judgment that did not favor him. What are you talking about? Are you not sure that this is Ghana you're talking about? This is a man who can ask somebody to proceed on leave. When I look at what happened to Domlevo, it is nothing. The same person who wrote Domlevo's letter is the one who wrote Dampere's letter. And the diction,
how sure
the
are you?
English language.
I believe by now.
This showcases that this is the same person. You don't need an expert to tell you this.
Ken, I believe that by now you know who the person is, but
I can mention him, but
no. I mean, it's not
him for his own pleasure.
Yeah. Don't.
I remember what I'm saying. That the same person who wrote that letter for Domlevo, is the same person who wrote that letter for Dampere, and he also gleefully accepted it because he's protecting his job. You understand? It's either you do it or you're out. That is what they tell you, this guy. So there's no professionalism in Ghana. You understand? I mean, how on earth can you get somebody like Hofnadoye to be managing airports? What are you talking about? Look at the whole disaster happening in our airport. And you're pretending as if you don't know that this is the issue. Bossman, what are you talking about here? Look, Ghana is in crisis. And it's a serious one. If I tell you today, the number of calls I've had for people in the Midlands who want to join our party is astonishing.
Are you serious?
I'm serious about this. I am serious about this. If I tell you today,
I see your flyer. I mean, when you guys are talking about recruitment and all those stuff, and
that tells you that NDC has now become an attractive political party.
Why do you think?
A party that can restore hope to those who don't have it.
Right. I want us to reserve that. That will be the last topic we'll talk about, internal politics and also elections as well. So we'll leave that the membership drive and all the stuff as the last bit so that we can conclude with that. But in terms of the tweet, because I like what you said with regards to, okay, you don't have any issue with that, and also for the foreign affairs ministry to sit down for that to take place is a serious error for the government, because it looks like they don't seriously don't even know how to handle issues like this.
You're right. I mean, when I saw it and I saw all this post Dampere's saga,
I was shocked, to be quite honest. 4 pages.
Same year.
To a tweet.
It tells you that the government has lost focus.
Mine.
You know, when you have a president who's sleeping everywhere, that he needs to even have his chair, transported everywhere he goes. But sadly, he cannot travel the chair outside of Ghana.
The man is elderly, so
no,
please.
What are you talking about?
The man is elderly.
Biden is elderly, with all respect due to the aged. I don't have anything against the aged.
Yeah.
Biden is also an elderly person.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump was elderly. Trump is not a young man, but he was doing the job. Whatever you want to.
You never know what they are on. Maybe they
I'm not interested in whatever they are. I'm interested.
What is powering them?
I'm interested in the office that you are holding and the dignity that comes with the job. You understand? That is what I'm interested. That's what we are talking about. We're not talking about the personalities here. Let's leave that one.
Okay.
as for his personality, everybody knows where he stands when it comes to being a bad boy. And he's been a bad boy throughout his life. The records are there. We are not saying it. If you go to GNA and you start Googling Akufo-Addo, the things you see when he was a young boy up to today, he has never changed.
You said GNA.
Oh, yeah. Go to GNA. There's a lot of people are now writing books about tyranny in Ghana democracy. I just saw one. Unfortunately, I'll share with you outside this program. So people are using Akufo-Addo as theses for their PhDs now. That's how serious it is, because people are shocked, astonished to see that Ghanaians can sit down for this tyrant to continue to suffocate them, to hold their futures together. Education is out of the way. We can't even control it. It's everywhere. Have you heard what the industry is saying? Industry is talking about the fact that the SSS graduates that they've produced the last 3 to 4 years, they are not able to get them jobs because they are not job ready. In university, those who have gone into university, they say that they can't cope with their academic work. That tells you that we have a problem. We have produced a generation of hopelessness, and that is how serious it is. So when an individual who is doing her job is just espousing her views about the currency in a country and says that I'm interested to know what is going to happen about Womero, then the whole IGP can have the patience to sit down and read or script, if he did, allegedly, not him, then he can also post it because it took him pains. That is the word he used. He has taken the painstaking to write to that effect. That tells you that the government is in crisis. The government has lost focus. President Akufo-Addo continues to sleep everywhere. And as for his vice, you know where he stands.
What has his vice done? I mean, he's brought. I
will tell you what the economy is doing.
Yes, he's digital.
The normal tax, it's killing businesses. I'm sure it has affected your business anyway, but you not say it. But I know for a fact that you've been affected. So let's get into the issues. But the seriousness of it is that I did not see anything wrong with an ambassador or high commissioner to make a comment about the citizen plight. I did not see anything wrong with it. It's just as the way Ghana can comment on the happenings. What happened to George Floyd? George Floyd. Akufo-Addo hosted a whole funeral for George Floyd. The Americans did not say that you are, what do you call it?
Interfering.
Invasive, or you are showing your teeth into our market.
I think with that, I agree with you. He even extended that opportunity of African Americans that want to resettle in Ghana.
They want to cherry picking. When it suits him, that is fine. But that is what it is. When you have a tyrant in office, nothing good comes his way. It is everything must be his way, nothing else. And that is why today teachers are striking. Doctors are even afraid. Look, Ghana is in crisis. I just came back from Ghana last week.
Okay.
And if I may tell you that, for 200 cities to go to Accra, from where I live, to go to Accra City and come back, the 200 cities fuel finishes. I need to top up. So if I fill my tank, normally those days, if I spend about 400 Ghana to fill a full tank. Now I spend close to 900 Ghana
to fill your tank.
A tank, the car I use to fill my tank. So imagine the average person who earns about 300, 400, 500 cedis and lives at Kasua.
The whole month.
The moment, yes, that is the salary of those who don't have it. You live in a Kasua and then you work, say, in Accra. How would you survive? Did you know that since e-levy came up, doctors are recording a lot of teenage pregnancies? Are you aware of that? That is the truth. I'm not sitting here to make these are the data. It's on Ghana Web. Go and read. People are showing concerns.
I read something about I think up north, the kind of teenage pregnancy. It's some of them I read them and I'm like, no, it's not. I say to myself, it's not true. Some of them, but you know,
why would a newspaper like Joy FM decide to publish a story like that? That a whole community, a teacher would be, those stories you shared it with me, I think, or something like that.
The
issue is this.
That one is that's just for laughs, but I believe is also something that took place. That a young man goes to is it a training college or something like that.
I know what you're talking. I don't want us to die.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to bring it in.
But what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
for the mission to make a statement about an individual,
Yeah,
I don't see how the whole police force, headed by Dan Perry, will have the time to sit down and react to that. I think that they have lost the ethos of their policing. The core purpose of policing is to protect lives.
that
And
is.
therefore, you don't even have to look at the length of the message. The lady wrote about less than 125 characters or so in that tweet,
I
or
think
something,
about 4 lines or
something like that.
no 5 lines. It was 5 lines, and the interesting part is that I
They
took
write
time
pages, like a book.
when I saw it. I said no. If the IGP, Inspector General of Police,
Yeah.
as educated as he is, will stoop that low to write that letter for one tweet, that the person did not threaten the sovereignty of our nation, I was surprised that I said to myself, well, I think it was Good One in Ghana that, no, one of the stations that the person took time to read it, and I'm like, no, I don't think this is coming from the IGP.
You should have if you an IGP, you have a bigger fish to deal with.
Yes.
Not these tin pot cases.
Nah, these are just.
Or it could have been a matter of, if you wanted to even react in a very laughing manner. Just when an emoji would have sufficed, you know. But as I said to you, he didn't write it. It is not clear that he didn't write it. We have some scripters, you call them. They like to write lengthy letters. If you look at how they wrote the Malovo's letters, and Martinamadu's letters, they call them journals. In journalism, it's a very lengthy thing. They can't be succinct. They can't just be shortened for you to. You need to read the whole paragraph to see. So this is what this guy is talking about. All this plenty talk. This is what Akufo-Addo has become.
But again, the funny thing is that one of the lines that caught my attention was the fact that they use the tree is it Dufiasem, and I'm like, you go begging the represent the country, let me put it that way. She represents the United Kingdom, so you go begging them, and a week or two before this tweet, you guys had signed something in the tune of over $314 million dollars or something like that, and you are talking about Dufiasm. That means that concentrate on your own house, whatever affairs that you within. And you see, yesterday, one of the things that I wanted to say is that last night I took time to go through the High
letter.
Commissioner's. No, not the letter. I didn't have time for that. I went through her activities, what she's been doing.
She's doing well.
I think the woman is doing amazing.
Very engaging.
The guy before, the guy that left, I've forgotten his name. The guy that left.
I can't remember the name now.
He was also very active in the community as well. And this lady is taking it to another level.
Yeah.
And she's almost everywhere on the farms and getting into it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That is not the Ufiasa when she visits the local communities.
That is what I was saying. So if people,
it's the mentality of the people who are leading us, but the substance of this is that when you have a president who sleeps, who has lost focus, he can't even remember what he ate in the morning. Talk alone.
I don't think this is fair.
That is the truth.
I don't think this is fair. No. I don't know. I don't think this is fair, Ken. That he doesn't even remember what he ate, and he keeps sleeping everywhere.
If this man knows, he wouldn't be sitting down.
I don't think it is fair on the president. And there's nobody here to defend them. But with that particular statement, please, I will appreciate if you withdraw that.
Because news report that the man everywhere he goes, he sleeps. So I'm not saying he's a sleeper.
No.
Every image that comes out of him in any function, he's sleeping. When he's not and he's talking, you could see him doing this. He wants to, you see, but that is just.
If he's tired and he wants to sleep, what's the problem? But anyway, let's get to.
Well, paying somebody to be sleeping.
But you voted for him. Okay, you did not vote for him, but
those who voted for him are gnashing their teeth.
Are gnashing their teeth. Okay.
I'll never vote for that man.
Okay. Let's get to the other affairs and then we can be wrapping up. But I wanted us to touch on, you mentioned a little bit about the economy, which is quite dangerous. Now, let's combine the two, the economy and the cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Economy and what? Sorry.
The economy and the national cathedral.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we are both Christians. We believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and I believe that it's a good thing to build whether a synagogue or a church building or a cathedral for people to worship and do everything in that. Now, the economy of Ghana is in distress, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And the president made a vow to God that if he will give him success, he will build him a tabernacle, a cathedral to honor God. So, in fulfilling that, he's gone ahead to do it. He started it by organizing the leaders of the church in Ghana to come together and people to raise funds to build it. And the I've listened to the leader of the cathedral, the project, and some of the things that they've talked about, it makes sense. They've gone to America to look at what is happening in America, the kind of cathedral they've built, the National Cathedral, people trooping there, visitors, and the kind of income they're making from the cathedral. And so it's not just going to be just worshiping or having ceremonies there, but also it's going to be, they want to more or less design something like prayer gardens, libraries, and museums, and cafeterias, or like where businesses can also, all sort of like one-stop shop. And so therefore it's a national monument, even though it's the president that vowed to God, and now for him to execute it, he's decided to give 25 million as the government's seed money or contribution. And the cost, the whole overall cost is I think is around 200 million, isn't it? $200 million.
It will go beyond that, given the state that the economy led by Baumia has failed. We should double the figure at some point.
So my question is, in the end, the cathedral can bring in some income. It can attract other foreigners, foreign tourists to come into the country and contribute, and also it will create jobs. It will also be a spiritual center. It will also bring all sorts of things, not just the president's vow that he is executing. So the bigger picture, or the long-term benefit of the cathedral, it looks like it might outweigh even the cost and the opposition that is coming from other quarters. Now, even though our economy is in distress, I believe that the government believes that they can turn things around. That's what we've been hearing from the finance minister. So why would you not agree to a long-term project that will bring a long-term benefit to the nation, and as they work towards reviving the economy?
Yeah, you have a very long question with a long. So
because I had to explain it. I had to do the job for the government as well.
No, it's fine. I perfectly agree. You are doing a great job for them. Let's look into the issues, the fundamentals.
Yes.
As Baumia would like you to believe.
The fundamentals are right.
Was it a national agenda or was it a personal agenda in terms of the cathedral?
Personal.
It was
it's a personal vow.
Agreement he had with God.
Yeah.
You and I were not there.
Not there.
How does that become you and I our problem?
Is it not a vision of the president?
No, get it right.
Mm-hmm.
The president was voted on a manifesto.
Okay.
The manifesto I can't see anywhere, I stand corrected, where it mentions of the National Cathedral.
Okay.
It's not captured in the MP. I tried to look at it, but I didn't see that. So if somebody finds it out, good for us to make a discussion of it.
Okay.
So it is a personal pledge that he made with God. Having sold his father's properties and everything, he thought that that would be something that he was going to give to God. If that is the case, it is his personal drive. So if he wants to do that, it is his legacy, as this is my personal contribution for the nation, and therefore I have built a cathedral for Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Having given the opportunity to serve you for 8 years, and this is what I'm giving you as my legacy on my own person, or from my own person, I have no problem with that. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
But this is the case, somebody's dream becomes a national dream. So the question I ask myself then is, what are the priorities? If you knew your dream was going to be a national dream, why didn't you make it part of your manifesto for the good people of Ghana to vote on it? After all, they voted for it to become their leader. So they will know that you were going to embark on A, B, C, and D when you get the power. You went to Israel, prayed to God, and he said, God, give me the chance. If I win, I will build you a cathedral. It was not said that people of Ghana will build you a cathedral, Bossman. And this is costing whopping 200 million. As it stands now, the cost is gone up. But let's look at the numbers. As I asked you about priorities, the same cathedral is draining the economy because the president himself, or the Ministry of Finance, as his cousin there, is released 3.2 million as a seed capital. Okay.
No, is it 3.2 million or
2 million US dollars? That is what the Ministry of Finance has contributed towards the
construction. So far.
3.2. And this revelation came up by John Kumar, the Deputy Minister of Finance. He made that revelation. Okay.
He might be sacked
now,
soon.
That is about 25
they might sack him soon.
Sorry?
They might sack him soon.
Oh, well, he's a Kufuor boy. Don't you know him?
I know. But why would you disclose a secret?
But, well,
without authorization.
These people, we are going to expand the prisons. Watch it. And we'll go after them.
No, well, I don't think, especially people in the diaspora, believes both the MPP and the NDC when it comes to, when you talk about prison. That's what you use for your campaign. And when you come into power, you realize that, what.
Let me continue.
Okay,
let your listeners be the judge of the decisions we are making.
Okay.
As to what you think is entirely your call. You understand? But let your listeners hear me and then make the decision. Because I told you that this discussion is going to be decision making, if you remember me right.
Yes.
Okay? But you sit in England and you know that the prisons have rooms. That is why people don't misbehave. But because we are going to decongest the prisons and expand it, we'll have rooms to make sure that the judges do their free work. Follow me and hear my words clearly. You okay?
Yeah.
So we spent 3.2 million as a seed capital from government money. That is fraud. How does an individual's object becomes a problem of the state? Bossman, how does that become a problem of the state?
You understand? Yeah.
And from that, as of now, I understand that they've paid the architect, David Ajay. He's made about 4.1 million so far, which I suspect that he's going to get more money out of it. You understand?
Yeah.
That 4.1 million could have built a new hospital for Bunkpurugu. That money could have built a new road for the people of Nyenyano. Okay? That money could have built a new city, a new teaching hospital to serve as an annex of Kolebu Teaching Hospital to ease the pressure. That thing could have helped us to train many doctors to go to the hinterland so that we could get maternal mortality down. Okay? That's money of 4.1 million, which is coming from you and I of our money. And the sad aspect of it is that it has come out that they've been using the e-levy money, which was earmarked for development, now being sent into what you call the cathedral building. That is a fraud. If it is not fraud, then what are we doing? Bossman, I ask you a question. This drive of the cathedral is the president's personal pledge with God. It is not
It's a vow.
That
It's a
Ghanaians
vow.
have anything against the cathedral,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not Ghanaians' priority. Look at what happened to Yamoussoukro. You remember what happened in Yamoussoukro?
Yeah.
When Hufobone decided to build the St. Paul's or St. Peter's Basilica of Yamoussoukro.
Yeah.
It cost whooping over 260 million or some figures like that. This was way back in the 1990s. By 93, when he had died, then Ivory Coast started becoming a war-torn state.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So what is the projection of the visitors so far to that basilica? You tell me. You tell me. You give me the numbers. You have just made a foresighting of what you are hoping to achieve, but you have not talked about the people who patronize it. When your citizens are not comfortable enough in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
how do they patronize some of these things? So,
Ken, let me interrupt you. And I just saw this tweet. Yeah.
yeah,
We're talking about the cathedral, and
Yes.
this tweet I just saw this tweet from Laura Kunzberg from the BBC. I don't
Yeah.
know if you know
Laura Kunzberg.
yeah.
Yeah.
And says breaking economists have confirmed that if you flogged the 66.3 million jewel Kate was wearing, you could feed every hungry kid in the country. No,
If you,
that
if you sold it,
yes, you could feed every hungry child in the country. For how
Mhm.
long I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is that if a royal is wearing 66 million pound jewelry,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
there's no way we can compare the two. But this just is this something to even tweet? But if this is it, what about a cathedral that the long-term benefit, this 66 million, 66.3
You're
million.
making a mistake, and I think I'm sorry to say it, but I have to bring you to the scope.
It
The difference here is what Kate is wearing does not belong to her.
does not belong to her.
It is for the monarch. Don't forget that. What she's wearing does not belong to her.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's asking, do we need to keep all these assets
Mm-hmm.
whilst people are fighting for their daily lives?
Okay.
That's an equity question we need to think about.
Exactly.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But what we are talking about is an individual making a personal pledge
Mm-hmm.
with his God.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, with his God. Whether it is God of Omofia or whatever. He said, I'll build you a cathedral. And then he said, oh,
God
because
of
I
Omofia.
pledged God, yes, because I pledged to Omofia, I have to now make everybody pay for that. That is broad daylight stealing, misappropriation of funds.
Right.
What Gates is having, I saw some of the platinum documentaries that the BBC had.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't watch TV that much these days, but for some reason I was just chilling. I watched that. And Clive Maris, who's one of the BBC presenters, was talking about a similar thing. And he did say that, look, all these jewelries that is housed around the Tower of London had some value to it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one line he made, or he said that, but these also attract tourists.
Yeah.
And if we want to look at the amount of people who go and watch that in a year, and for somebody to just be dusting it and cleaning it nicely, to the system is bringing money. And it's a national treasure.
But
A national treasure.
the
Hold on,
cathedral is
hold
a
on,
national. Okay,
hold on,
please go
hold
ahead.
on. A national treasure is something that the state decides to pursue or to engage in. But as for the cathedral, it's I said Mama, Akufado.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Akufado's own pledge with God.
Mm-hmm.
So it shouldn't be our problem. All the money he's made from Japan and all those ones, he could have built it without even suffocating us. Nobody would have had a problem. Ghanaians would have applauded him. Oh, at least for you being a talent, you have seen your God before you want to say potentially die. So we'll do your burial service there. That would have been something that we would remember him for. That he built it for it. But don't use you and I our taxes. When you and I, you continue to pay for after-school clubs. They say free SHS, and we are still paying tuition fees.
But that thing, you see, this Ken, this might
Now,
have
what
come
to put
from.
to contest, if
Yes,
you may.
but
The
this might have come from a very spiritually minded
We are a spiritual
pastor.
We
That
don't start with the spirituality. If we are a spiritual country, Those people who are talking about spirituality should have also told him that what he's doing is suffocating people's future. We have talked about $4.1 million being paid to somebody for just designing that. It's a beautiful thing. I won't say it's bad, okay?
Yeah.
But it is not what Ghanaians want at this moment in time.
But the poor you always have with you. That's what Jesus said.
What is that, the poor?
Huh?
Did you say the poor?
Yeah.
Yes. But let me tell you one thing. I was just watching a clip.
Okay.
From Indonesia.
Right.
Akufo-Addo used Indonesia and Singapore when he wanted to become a president.
Yeah.
And they said that we're going to be like the Asian tigers. You understand?
Yeah.
This is from the World Economic Forum. The Indonesian minister was being asked about what they are doing to grow the economy. And then the guy spoke emphatically, said, we need to have a national strategy. It's all about the national interest first. Do we have a national interest? Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you have a national interest, you can have a strategy to now look at how to migrate people from poverty into a certain state. Okay? If you have a national interest, you'll be able to walk the talk and say, okay, in the next 5 years or the next year or so, we are hoping to move people from these shanty lands into a proper accommodation. If you have a national interest or if a national strategy, we can now say, okay, by 2025, 2026, we are hoping to achieve a system where our graduates will be able to get a job easily, or we can create a techie society. They have come to destroy everything. The ICT drive that Baumia is following, it was from NDC. And now they have brought in Momo. Now that industry is financial industry is now being destroyed. So you tell me what is our national interest? Don't say the poor will be there. The poor cannot fight for themselves. That is why they vote for politicians.
Okay.
The poor always want to aspire, that they want to be able to see things and also believe in it.
Okay.
The ideals of the poor is that we have to find solutions for their problems. It is not their choice that they are poor. Okay.
Let me read.
And therefore, we cannot take decisions just because we think the poor will be there. So we have to continue to go on a tangent that is not in tune with the aspiration of the country.
Okay.
Why do you sing here in Ara Assassini? Why do you sing? It's not togetherness. So why do we have to spend our money on a cathedral that is not our priority?
Right.
Ghanaians go to church every day, 24/7 they pray. Did God not talk to any of the churches that they can build a massive church? Otabe just built a 5,000 capacity church, which the British High Commissioner went to visit him. Otabe, and they were discussing that. That one, nobody said that. You understand? So what are we need to have a
that's a private man.
So that is why Akufo-Addo's pledge was a private matter with God.
Okay.
It was not a personal interest. So you've answered yourself.
No. I'm going to let me read this 2-3 messages. One, Alfie's consult comes up again and says that Akufo-Addo has willed Ghana forever to his family. If a mere staffer at the presidency like Eugene Ahin can acquire what he has, then we should be scared about what remains for us, the citizenry. Second point is that the issues of Ghana now in the hands of Akufo-Addo are mind-boggling. They came just to milk the nation dry, and that's why they have. That's what they have done. Frankly, we all see what is happening in countries striving for excellence, making their citizenry comfortable, like Rwanda. The wickedness is getting out of hand. So Brunian sleeps in the air. Okay, and I have also Kwejo Asante, also on Facebook, saying that there will always be a need for development. Even the Western world still are in need of infrastructural projects. We are building a cathedral, and that is what it is going to be. Every country has a national asset. The cathedral will not belong to Akufo-Addo's family and his descendants. So that's also another view or opinion coming from Kwejo Asante, and Alpha Consort has also contributed. But in all this, as I said earlier on, I believe that this could have been set up in a different way. It might be his personal ambition or vow, but he could have done it. Number one, I don't agree with where the location. Personally, I don't agree with that. I've said it on this program before, and I'll say it again. The location, to be quite honest with you, I don't know who will convince me except God that is the right location for you to bring down almost newly built houses for judges and build in already congested area, because you could have, with a national asset like that, they could have moved it out of to the Ningo Pram area or somewhere eastern or central or someplace where it will attract. They'll build even a whole new city to get almost everything in there. For if there's a national program, the whole country gets out to that particular place and not in the center of the capital where it's already congested. So for me, that I don't agree with the location. But also, it could have been done in a different way, as in, this is my vision, this is my ambition. I believe that if the president had said, you know what, from my own treasure, because that is what, even in the scriptures, that's what David did. From his own treasure he gave, not from the government, but from his own. My salary for 1 year, that is what I'm using as a seed money for the cathedral. That is what is biblical. So therefore, if it's a personal thing, David decided to build for God. And David, out of his own treasure, that is what the Bible makes us understand. So that is where I don't agree with. But with the benefits, yes, it's great, it's good in the long term, but the location and the process or the how they've gone about it, I don't agree with that. If you ask me, I don't agree with that at all. But they could have moved it out. The president would have said, out of my own treasure, my family, my wife, my children, my brothers and sisters, this is what we are given, not the government, because there are people struggling, as you said. I mean, I'm a host, so literally I have to be fair. But if you ask me, I also look after people in school, orphans and all those stuff, widows and all those stuff that are also struggling, and it does not seriously help. But anyway, let me read this quickly, and then we'll come back to the internal elections, and we'll go from Kwaja Santi again. It says, since 2001, the annual turnover generated by the sales of admissions for the Paris of
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Okay, this is coming from Kwejo Asante. It says, since 2011, the annual turnover for the Paris of, is it Eiffel or Eiffel, whatever Eiffel Tower, Eiffel Tower, in Paris, has increased gradually. In 2019, the turnover related to ticket sales to access to the most famous monument in Paris amounted to approximately 87 million euros, compared to 53 million in 2012. More than 6.1 million people visited the tower in 2019. The tower, one of the most visited attractions in France. The tower, built between 1887 and 1889, inaugurated for the 1889 World's Fair, is now a cultural icon of France. Despite a long average wait time to reach one of the 3 levels of the tower, the monument benefits from positive feedbacks coming from the majority of tourists. In 2015, 75% of visitors declared that they were satisfied by the hospitality and the friendliness of the staff of the Eiffel Tower. The average ticket price to visit the tower reaching an average of 9.7 or 9. Okay, so 9.9 euros 71. Okay, let's say 10 euros in 2015 was not mentioned as a barrier. However, even if its popularity is well established, the tower is not the most visited monument in France. It is outdistanced by the Louvre.
Let me help you here. Sorry, I know what you are saying. He just picked it in from statista.com. That's the website.
Okay.
But because of your own time, it is dangerous for people to just pick data without having a full knowledge of what it is.
Okay.
And so I'm happy he mentioned that the Eiffel Tower is not the most visited monument.
The Louvre Museum.
I'm very happy about that.
Which
and I'm also surprised that he did not say that the tower has also seen a decline, a decline of its revenue. Because from the same data, you could see that in 2012, there was a decline in revenue. And similarly, if you go to 2016, there was a decline in the revenue. And if you think about percentages of increment, these are less than 1.5%. And that's what the data, I just picked it up as he was reading. But from the chart that I've seen, I could just see the direction of travel. It is dangerous. But what he's saying is true. But what we are saying is clearly so. Akufo-Addo's dream was his personal ambition.
Yeah.
As you said, David built for the church.
Yeah.
And he made whatever.
For the people of God.
For the people. I'm sure David must have looked at the situation and said, okay, what can I do?
But
again,
but also, let me correct it for myself, because he said he wanted to build a tabernacle or a cathedral for God. That is what David said.
I don't have a problem with it, but what we are saying is, if you want to have a national monument, as is done elsewhere, like the Tower of London and all those, when they are monuments of the states, okay, the state takes the decision. The states pursue them, but also have to weigh the cost-benefit analysis. Now, I fear that if any come to power, the pace at which it is going to grow will not be like what is done. I mean, you can't just say we are building without any projected plan that, okay, we want to build this in 4 years, okay, or whatever. That's the reality, because that is not a priority.
The plan is that he will want to inaugurate it before he leaves.
Can he?
Why not?
Can he? What aspect of his promises has he ever delivered? What are you talking about?
And I was going to say NHS.
SHS.
SHS, yeah.
Like that traffic system that your nieces are going to. That's the one you're happy about.
For now.
That's for now. Are you not paying extra fees? Because I pay a lot. You know, I look at children and I also pay.
Yeah.
That's at now. I'm telling you, we pay. So that the seriousness of this is it's about priorities, setting our goals right. We don't have a national plan. And that is why it is very dangerous for a leader to come in and decide to pass any comment that we think is a policy. It is not well tested. You've mentioned about the citation, where it is cited, or the location. Maybe that is where his God told him to put it. So we can't judge on that. But again, it brings out the question to that: what is our national agenda, also a national priority? Since this is not a national priority, but his personal ambition, we shouldn't be overburdened by the challenges of constructing it. To the extent that we are using e-levy proceeds to build a cathedral. These are, huge crisis. This is a fraud. You understand?
You call it a fraud?
It is a fraud because you didn't tell Ghanaians you're going to build a cathedral. You decided to pursue that. And have you realized that the people he brought together as a board, some of them have resigned. Are you aware?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Oh, some of them are. Have you seen Notable showcasing himself around the cathedral project these days? He's minding his own business because you realize that there's something ungodly about it. You understand? But aside from that, the issues are clear. Look, 4.1 million to David Ajayi as a part payment of his contract sum. That money, 4.1 million, could build a new teaching hospital whereby the women who have to travel for per kilometer to go and deliver would have been saved. Okay? That is what I'm talking about. This is a priority. If the people are satisfied, we have moved them from the bottom to a certain what an appreciable level,
Yeah.
and we decided, okay, now we have reserve. China didn't just get up to say they were going to China. In 2003, when China first had a profit from their budget of 3 billion, the whole world was smiling. And now China has been able to increase that because China pursued a certain agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what it means.
But China's style of governance is totally different from
what is different is a different style of governance. But what we're talking about is our leadership.
communism.
Look at what you see. If Akufo-Addo has pursued the project that Muhammad did, okay, by now we would not be talking about the failings of the free SHS.
But you guys would have been heckling him that is what he's followed. He had no plan.
I told you Akufo-Addo is not focused. He doesn't have any foresight. He doesn't have any because if he did have a foresight and thinking that he was going to embark on free, the first thing he would have done was to look at the accommodation. The E-blocks that he refused to complete them. That would have been the first point of call to ease the pressure, okay? Or think about means-tested process for you to select who can benefit from free SHS. When they're telling them wisdom, they fail to listen because they think they know too much. They have the men, but now we are struggling. Today, everybody is struggling. How can you even, for instance, I don't want to bring the Russia crisis because that's for them to bring it. It becomes a different subject.
Well, we don't have fertilizer, so don't talk about it.
There you go. You know,
I mean, if you can wrap up on that, so that we can talk about the internal elections and.
I mean, I think I've made a point. I'm saying that for us to pursue an agenda that is not from the states, an individual's case must be dealt as individually, and therefore anybody who has taken state money to feed into that has to answer for it when the time comes, because that amount of money for me could be better used for something else. That is clearly so. Okay, even in Nima, we could have used that money to make Nima better, or you can even go by some Sawase or go any other place. There are a lot of people who are struggling to make 1 meal a day.
Do you know why I put the topic as who truly loves Ghana? Between the politicians and the citizen.
Yeah.
The fact that you see the politicians are voted. I mean, this is my mentality that how can the employer give the employee a position and then the employee comes to enrich himself and even gets bigger and lives a better life than the employer, the employee. Yeah. So the citizens vote the politician into government, and then they come and do all kinds of sort of spoil themselves with the monies and everything. Now, the citizens, the reason why I say who truly loves Ghana is the fact that on the part of the citizens, if they are to scrutinize and read between the lines who to vote for, who will do what they want, that is the responsibility of every Ghanaian that votes, that is eligible to vote. And number two, the annual floods that keeps happening. I don't think it's just government action alone. You meant in your opening statement, you made mention of the society.
Yeah.
Should take responsibilities. Yes. This is where I call upon the people, the citizenry, to wake up to the core of the fact that if they are living in that field, it is them that are going to suffer. When the floods come, no government person is going to be affected. Even if they get affected, they will be airlifted within a matter of minutes. So therefore, the responsibility of the citizens is vital, is crucial, that we know who we are voting for. And when we vote for them, the accountability side of things has to be real and not be partisan or tribalistic. That is one thing that is killing our politics or our development. That is key. And so, who truly loves Ghana? Who? Is it the politicians that are voted into power and they mess up the whole economy and all kinds of things and promises that they cannot fulfill, or the citizens that are not taking their responsibility to take the politician by their words and also take responsibility of where they live so that they can live a better life, live longer. Not to talk about food security, which we are killing each other with the kind of food that we produce for others to eat. That is why I asked that question. Who truly loves?
So who truly loves Ghana? As I said earlier, when I said that the society that produces the leaders that who lead them, as you can establish by your intro there. And so therefore, if we're looking at the love for our nation, it means we are calling for patriotism, for patriots. And the crop of leaders we have had since 2017, since record began, you know what it is like.
So the records began in 2007.
Oh,
you said since record began. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Began because since 2017, the amount of people who use Twitter and TikTok has also, so the data keeps spiraling. Okay, we're going up and there, so we can't think that what happened in 1997 will be the same as 2017. But that's just to put things into perspective. It is the society that produces its own citizens.
Yeah.
Obama said something that if we don't have institutions working, then nothing can work.
I remember that speech.
And I'm saying that if we do not work on ourselves as society, we'll be having the same crop of leaders, particularly those from the right. Because at least for my side, and I'm holding the brand down, for my side, as for NDC, we believe in probity and accountability. So even if there is no asset declaration, you could not acquire things like what Eugene Anyen, what the late Sir John, and the rest of the boys in the Flagstaff House have acquired within the last 6 years. Because if we decided to do a scrutiny and put everybody on the litmus test, you will not get anybody standing. That is the truth. That's why I told you that Sir John's revelation is the tip of the iceberg.
But Ken, one thing that is shocking is the fact that the kind of accusations that they labeled against you guys, as not you per se, but your party, NDC, and that you guys were babies with shark teeth, you are amassing wealth, you are, and they're gonna put you most of your guys in prison. I am super surprised that nothing of these promises has come to pass in terms of the kind of allegations that we had in 2016.
So it tells you that whatever they
have you guys done something, or have you guys been able to correct the books? That is why
this is not a question to ask in anything, because as you know, we're not thieves. We are never interested in amassing people's wealth. We are interested in rather developing the country, and that is why in our motto we say development is our goal. Okay, if you sing our song, you see that development is our goal, because we are interested in the future of the country, and that is why when we embark on policies, we embark on policy that takes a mass, brings everybody on board, and that is why if you're serving in NDC administration, a court culpable of doing something untoward to the state, you are left to the hands of the law to take care of you. I've just given an example of Abu Kapeli. The amount of scandals that has come since 2017 up to date, even involving people at the Flagstaff House, presidents, talk about the Zoom Lion cases and talk about the rest that Manasseh and the rest have all showcased. What led to Ahmed Swale's unfortunate demise? Nobody, and this is the seriousness, nobody has been held responsible.
But it's quite shocking. It's quite shocking, to be quite honest with you. It's quite shocking that between the two parties, I don't know. I stand to be corrected. No, when you talk about fighting corruption, you can only pinpoint one or two, but there are so many of them that you can list, and
you are doing a good job. You are doing a good job for the ghost who's not here. That's fine. But I'm saying ghost as in for the other side.
No, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm talking about the two parties because
The two parties, I've shown you records of NDC's record when it comes to stamping out on corruption. I can give you names. We had one time, we had a minister who allegedly was given a vehicle. He was our minister for roads. He had to resign. Do you want to know the name? It's
Yeah.
called Joe Gidisu.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Mutaka
yeah.
lost his job because of some small frivolous allegation.
Mm-hmm.
So the evidences are there. You don't need to get a Swiss-lawyer to come and tell you what NDC will do when it's in power. But talk about Eugene Ahim. Talk about forever. Somebody can actually will his properties to a wife he has not even married. This is Sir John's will. It is in there. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
His potential future wife. He has actually given a property to the woman that he has not seen that one day he might hope to marry. He could give him a will or hand him a house forever or land forever.
But maybe he was preparing to get married before he died.
Oh, so I was going to ask, what do you call Charles Bisi, whether he has willed his unborn children forever. You understand? That is how serious.
Politicians.
These people believe in greed. That's when people, all they know is greed and gluttony. They will go after everything, destroy. They are just like, as Martin would call them, the chief serpent, of course. Like the Bible said, you yourself, you're a pastor. The thief comes to what? Steal and then what? Complete it for me. Destroy.
So
And we are seeing the destruction.
that is what I'm saying is an allegation. So I cannot.
What are you talking about allegations? This is
If you can substantiate that with some evidence, then yes.
The land saga of what do you call it? Sir John.
Mhm.
The evidences are there. Look at what his party chairman is saying. He said these cases are overrated.
Mhm.
Do you know how much he has amassed all this while that he's become a party chairman? We don't know yet. You understand?
Mhm.
No wonder that man can go to his village and say it's overrated. Let us open the books and put them to a litmus test and see if anybody can stand. We are talking about your question borders on patriotism.
Yeah.
Your question borders on people who can really do something for their country. And if you want to look at who can do something good, substantial for their country to make a difference,
Yeah.
then look now for the people who believe that we have to have a shared equity. We have to have some level of respect within public offices. And I just told you, for my 2.5 decades of being in NDC, I have never seen a Congress where you go, the people dole out money. It started in 2007, December, at Legon, when Akufo-Addo wanted to become the leader of the NPP. That is when
I mean,
culture.
for that, if you can, if you say that the NDC does not dish out money to delegates, to be quite honest,
I say I gave you a data. I think you missed the data. Don't get me wrong.
No. You went back as far as
The antecedents of
2007.
that culture that we have seen into our political system.
You mentioned, I've not forgotten what you said. You said 2007, isn't it?
2007. Do you know what happened in 2007?
Yes, a lot
When
happened.
he could not, when that man could not become the leader of the country,
Mhm.
and there was going to be a tie between him and Alan Chamanti.
Yes.
Then Chamantin's people were being hunted by guns, and he decided, okay, let it go. Have you forgotten the story? It's on Ghana Web. I'm not making it up. These are
Mhm.
stories that records. This is what cost some journalists' job at the GBC when the guy mentioned that there's what vote buying. That was when Ghana first saw the term vote buying into our political discourse. But far from that, we have
Mhm.
come to where we are. What happened in Wuntumi's own region, Ashanti region? What
Yeah.
happened elsewhere? That epitomizes the leader that the party has. His style has always been, and I will repeat it, buga buga, is either
But-
me or no one else.
Yes.
And that is why we cannot stamp out corruption with him, because the man himself is corrupt. Akufo-Addo is corrupt.
He
Everybody
said
knows it.
he
If
said,
it-
he
if
said
it's not
himself.
corrupt-
He said it that he's not corrupt.
If he's not corrupt and is very much a patriot,
Mhm.
he would not be renting a private jet and be traveling when he knows that he begged for people to give him because he wanted to come and make a change. Is that the change that he was coming to do? Or he was coming to usher us into a new world of celebrity presidency? What are you talking about here?
Anyway, Ken, let's let's touch briefly. Our time is fast, man. I know we can go on and on with what is happening currently in Ghana, but let us touch on the internal elections. I know the MPP, the ruling government, have they've just, I mean, for the national internal elections, it's up. It's coming in. It's coming up in somewhere July, and they did the regional ones took place, I think, 2 weeks and last week or this week. The last one, the central region, is took place yesterday. And what is, if you can summarize, if you can do a quick summary on that, that would be good. I would have loved that Mr. Charles Bisi was here, because he is vying for the general secretary position, and he's quite hopeful. He's a man on the ground. He's done a lot for the Western region when it comes to the NPP, and so he believes that he's gonna win. But I heard something. I heard it directly from their current general secretary, and because it might cast across with regards to the NDC as well. This is the statement that Mr. John Boydu made on, because he's saying that's on Asempa FM. He said that the majority of the regional chairmen and chairpersons have been retained. It's a good sign for them to break the 8. And so he was in other words trying to encourage people to retain him and to retain the current executive, so that they can continue with their own candidate, so that they can get through the breaking the 8 and get that agenda executed in a grand style. That is their key strategy. What's your take?
Well, I don't know, but I've not really followed it much, as you know. But I started to peruse some news from the YouTube. Said I think City was reporting that Savannah North or Savannah region, one of those areas where Bamia comes from, most of the executives lost their position. I think it was the chairman and the women's organizer, or somebody else who may retain their position. But if John Boydu thinks that the majority of them have been retained, and that makes him also retainable, it is the subject of the party that he belongs to decide. But you see, apart from that, I have made it clear this evening for you to understand the dangers of these people, this crop of people in our body politic. They are very dangerous people. You know, they have wrecked everything that Ghana has hoped for. That we thought that the good fortune that President Mahama left for Ghanaians will be able to move or leapfrog to the next level. We have wrecked it. It's a wreckage. So they've made themselves a dangerous species that we shouldn't even think of even maintaining them or retaining them. What records have they got to show that they have to be maintained? But if you are listening to me, if anybody is listening to me, I think that my consideration is that the little hope that we have, that the NDC is coming, as I told you, we have become more attractive as a political party. Just today, before the show, somebody saw your flyer, and then the person contacted me, okay? And he said, "Do you have my number from somebody?" And I said, "Wow, he lives not too far from where I live."
Okay.
And people are showing the desire. This time, the revolution is a movement on the grassroots. You understand?
Yeah.
We are taking back our country. We're not going to throw arms. So all those Ichua antics of Akufo-Addo and all those his machinations and the things that he thought he would do, we are not going to do that. Okay. The important thing here is that we are going to make sure the Ghanaians can feel that they are in a better hands under John Mahama. NDC is going to
but you've not gone.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, there are other candidates. So how can you conclude that?
No, it doesn't matter. We are going to have a credible leader. We are going to have a leader who has the records that can deliver. He's done it before. Ghanaians can see. He say, "Come and take your
Are you guys not being autocratic?"
What autocracy? We think we are like the MPP. Don't it
because there are other people in the race to become.
Autocracy. It is going to be an open contest.
Okay.
Anybody, you've seen people showcasing their interest, and I'm not going to say that, okay, there's no, we are not going to look at what MPP did in 2012. You know,
Yeah.
it's not going to be one star. No. We are going for a Congress. People will pass their views, their understanding, their vision for the party and for the country. And then the good people of the party that I belong to will decide who can best give us the nod. As for the records, it's there for everybody to see. Mahama's record are clear. Nobody can contest it because he's done a great job. You yourself, you wish that it had been up. If Mahama had continued for the next 4 years, I am very certain that our conversation today would have been different. We would have been talking about how much of jobs we have created in certain sectors. We have been talking about how happy the teachers are. We have been talking about how happy doctors are doing. We have been talking about how many of our doctors have been sent into the hinterlands to support the community. These are the matters of heart for the people. We have been talking about how much of the depreciation we've made towards childbirth mortality. These were the things we told Ghanaians and we're going to do. And they are clear. We would have been talking about how we have even expanded the tech world, the ICT environment in terms of industrialization and how we created a tech city. These are policies tested, worked. And I think we have what it takes to come and deliver. We are not interested in this vigilantism politics that we are seeing. We are not interested in 100 people and chasing them after their life. The political party that can go after its own regional chairman and maim them and kill them, that is a dangerous party to belong. And you can see, don't hide yourself. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The Nado and his cohort of thieves, such as Oslowusu. These are people.
That's an allegation. So it's an allegation. If you can prove it, yes. But
they have destroyed the future of Ghanaians. That is why today, if you ask any ordinary Ghanaian, Joy FM, did you know that? I've shared out. Joy FM did a poll as recent as last year.
Okay.
Yeah, did a poll, and this is on Joy FM. Then ask Ghanaian if they had any opportunity, where would they go? They said they will fly out of the country. It means this country has not got a hope.
I saw that 70% of the people.
70%. And did you see the comment when somebody said, please ask the 30%. Ask the 30%.
They didn't understand the question.
They understood the question. They didn't understand the question. That tells you the seriousness of what we are talking about. And we have a man who gets up, sit down, and all he does is to snore or sleep or take his presidential seat and travel around the country. What are you talking about? Governance is a serious business.
It's a serious business.
That's serious that you cannot run governance on friends and families or people that say, hail Akufo-Addo, and you come and destroy. Who Methodist or Sofo, Bishop, our Chiprat made it succinct. He said that we have made it difficult for people who work hard to live in this country. I am not saying that. This is a man of God at the pulpit talking about the dangers that we find ourselves in our country. You understand? So somebody like Charles Bisu, I wish him well, but Charles Bisu's record will lead him. If his people want him, it is for him. If John Bodu is going to lead, it is for them. We are not interested in this crop of people. We are interested in restoring accountability. We are interested in restoring hope. We are interested in restoring values, the Ghanaian values. We are interested in making the big society of Ghanaians to feel that they belong, not only for those who have it and those who don't think about the rest. We are going to bring education back to its better place so that graduates can hope and believe that they can stay in Ghana and work. That is the seriousness of it.
Thank you, Ken. And one thing I can say for sure is that these days, because of social media, every promise, every word that you say, I say, it's people are watching us, and people are going to watch. And if you happen to come into power and you do opposite of what you said, you know how people are tearing the government apart. So you guys have to be you guys know what I'm
going to deliver. Not to cut you there. Let me say, is that my last words? Are you done? Or we?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're wrapping up now.
Okay.
Yes.
But before I say anything, let me just use the opportunity to tell people that those who want to join the NDC, the opportunity still remains.
But before you go on, I mean, people join in because as compared to Kenya, Ghanaians and even some of the countries that I know, we still cannot vote. So if people are joining, what are they joining to do?
Well, ROPA is potentially going to happen. If it doesn't happen, we still know we'll find a way to get our people go back home and vote. We are very good at mobilizing. We are party of the masses, and we don't shy away from that. We believe that equal equity is what is good for everyone. But the point I want to put across is if anybody watching us or listening to us has an interest to find out much about the NDC, we are available. All you need to go is put on NDC, National Democratic Congress, on the internet. We have a lot of Facebook handles. If you happen to be in Telford area, we are there. We've got our Facebook link, NDC West Midland Telford. If you're in London, NDC East London, okay? And all the branches. We have become an attractive party. Reason is clear. Ghanaians want a change. And the change is coming. And Akufo-Addo and his cohort, Jane Adukwemensah cannot stop it. They can't stop it. This time, if they try it, it will be very dangerous for themselves. They can't stop it. They themselves know it.
Somebody made a very interesting statement the other day. I think it's on one of the programs. He said, Akufo-Addo have made Muhammad to look like an angel today.
But that is true because he came to do nothing. Look at the scale of work Muhammad did. And still, Ghanaians bought Akufo-Addo's plea and propaganda. And now they say, Kai, Akoya down here. I saw one Facebook thing. The guy said he can't even mention Akufo-Addo's name. I say he stole his way to become a leader, just like what his father did. You understand? But he can't even mention it. I think this is somebody from Ashanti Regional. It's not even any other place. It's the heart of their party. It tells you. I was in Kumasi and I took a taxi, and the taxi driver himself confessed it. This is a Jusu I'm talking to you about. John Bodo's
Kuma. Is it Kuma or
no? John Bodo is in a Jusu. We took a taxi and then we asked the person, Charlie, system wise, and this is Kumasi we are talking about. So we can go to hell and talk about the movement. His movement is taking the party into opposition because Ghanaians have decided. You understand? We are talking
that's interesting. People can waste money like that, and you know that I wish we as I said from the beginning of the year, we'll be doing more of these political talks and getting more because the diasporans need to talk. We contribute so much.
That's true.
To the economy of Ghana. And so therefore, the more we talk, the more we discuss, the more we share ideas, the more we get going in some of these things. You know what? Personally, there's something by God's grace I'm designing that will shape the nation called Ghana forever. And it will wake people up that whether you, especially we, the guys in the diaspora, will have a mega say in things that happens back home. And this will take place. It's on the drawing board, and it's huge, it's big, and it's going to happen. People will be shocked to their bones. I'm being honest with you.
Do it. We all
because like all these football games that these football games today, this and that, and this one saying it will stop. I'm telling you, by God's grace, it will stop. Let's give ourselves before 2024. It will stop.
I will encourage you to do it. But on a serious note, we have to protect society. We have to protect our country because that's the only country we have. You understand?
Exactly, 100%.
And therefore, we cannot allow tyrants to rule, destroy every.
I mean, he's been voted. If he's a tyrant, he's been voted. He's in power.
I think that is where we get it wrong. See, Boris Johnson was voted, but members of parliament are holding him to task. Okay, even the citizens are holding him to task, and I think this is what we are calling for. That voting for a leader is not the end of the solution. But you have to be able to ensure that the leadership does what it says it will do.
Yeah.
We had a mandate under Mahama. We had a mandate of 4 years. And the things we said we're going to do in our manifesto, we did them. Yeah. Even that people like Sir John found it unthinkable and they call us names. They call the Muhammad administration names. But Ghanaians have now seen the evidence.
Of course.
You understand?
If
Look
you
at the
say so.
amount of. We didn't even talk about the COVID fund. The revelation that came that they were sharing COVID fund to what do you call it? Party officers. Meanwhile, the doctors and the nurses who were working hard to save lives never even got any bonus in Ghana. It doesn't happen anywhere. Okay, and that is a serious. It tells you that these people they are interested in their short-term interest, vanilla, greed. That is what they believe in. It's vanilla, greed, gluttony. That is all they believe in. So if you see, like Kufo said, if you see an MPP man now, people are telling their face. It's not me saying it too. There was a WhatsApp thing I saw that Kufo himself was bowing his head because he's ashamed of the party he once led. The old man cannot talk now because he wants a nice, befitting barrier. God bless him. You understand? But that is the seriousness of
politicians.
Wow. That is the seriousness of it. That when you have a leader who is all about himself.
They can't. You see what? Even if he talks, they cannot choose not to give him a befitting. God forbid. That's
you
not.
You don't know this man who is president.
Huh?
You don't know him.
Oh no, he can't. There's no way. It will not
happen.
happen.
Say they won't do, but there was a way they will do it to show that.
No. He cannot do. No. I know that, but it can't happen. No way.
But on a serious note, society has to protect the last thread of our hope, which is to ensure that we bring in NDC, and NDC is coming to restore good governance. Under Mahama, we are going to ensure that we expand the economy in the infrastructure areas of the ICT. We are going to also make sure that teachers and nurses can aspire to become homeowners. These are the things we are talking about. Okay? We are going to make sure that people who commit crimes will be dealt with by the law. We are not going to force judges to give 7-0 card to any judgment. We have been very fair to the system, and Ghanaians know that. Now we have a parallel system in Ghana. Those who can make Ghana work, and those who think that they have to steal their way to survive, which is under the Akufo-Addo's administration. Right. And it is very dangerous for our country. As now, the last 5 years, did you know the World Bank had said that Ghana's economy has been shrinking? And that is not me saying it.
But COVID.
Oh, what are you talking about? Don't say COVID. Don't say COVID. The same COVID has made some states or nations survive, okay? To the extent that the amount of money we made out of COVID, I'm saying we because Ghana got from COVID, okay? It still did not translate into the livelihood of the people. That is how come it was during COVID that we had a kinky party. Was it not so? Was it not COVID that we had a kinky party? Mr. Host, was it not COVID that we had kinky party? What are you talking about? These are the seriousness of how we have been fooled by a group of people who are thieves. They've never done anything in their life, and all they were looking for was to come into the vanilla and then dig in and destroy. You see? And it's dangerous that today young children who are aspiring to become responsible citizens have not got anything to look up to.
Anyway. Thank you so much, Mr. Ken Johnson. This is even I wanted to say this is even better having yourself. I know Prof had difficulties with the network in Ghana. Normally he's in the States, in the US, but he's on holiday.
Tell him I say hi. It's been a long time. I was in the program with him.
Yes. I think possibly. We'll talk about that later. But he's in.
Anybody who wants to join NDC, we are welcoming members because and if you Google Facebook, you look up our details are there. And if you're in Milton Keynes area, we have a branch there. If you're in Telford, we have a branch. Birmingham, we have a branch. Hull, we have a branch. Liverpool, we have a branch. Luton, we have a branch. We are moving to, we have a branch actually in Bristol. We have a branch in parts of London. We are everywhere, and we are a party of choice. And people look up to us for their aspirations. And we are going to inspire the aspirations of the good people of Ghana in 2025.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Politician. I like that. And when come again?
I'm just a servant. We want to serve our country. I want to correct the errors and make it work.
Right.
For Ghana must work again.
Ghana
Who has failed?
Let me play the song for you. That God is working. God,
But still I'm trusting.
we may not see that God is working behind the scenes for Ghana.
He's working. Tell you, God is working.
Can you hear that?
I can hear, but I can't hear. What do you say? You may not see the God working for Ghana.
You may not see that God is working behind the scenes for Ghana.
Well, God is working through you and I. God is working through NDC's resurrection. So we are resurrecting our people. We're bringing them to the destination. It's a journey, and we're going to do it.
Amazing.
Not for this nation records that we have had that the last 6 years we've been in a destitution. You understand? And I think it's important that we made it clear. It's all about thieving. They are thieves.
I mean, please, that's an allegation. So I as I said, this song goes to Ghana. God is working. God is never going to let his people down. We are praying country. We love God.
Ghana 2024 with NDC.
You see, okay, before we wrap up, I just want you to listen to the word of the song. It's coming from Akesibrimpon. He says God is working.
Okay.
So you know that God is working. He never sleeps nor slumber. He's a good God and he's watching over us. You know, we profess. God, Jesus said it. And also in the Old Testament as well. He says, we profess that with our lips that we love God, but our hearts are very far. Jesus said, if you love me, do what I tell you to do. And so we can hear the word of God and hear and hear and hear. The only way we can have results and manifestations is when we work. We put the word to work. We might be a praying nation, but without action, we'll be marking time. And so Ghana needs to work and work and work, and we can get there. That is our nation, no other. And I think Mr. Kwejo Asante has come back to say that I'm enthused with your panel and hopefully would like to meet him in person. I am all for Ghana, not for NPP or NDC. Okay, that's Kwejo.
Tell him he can reach out to me.
Okay, no, he's a very good friend, so I know where he stands. He's quite an objective person.
We are recruiting.
Look, he will not join the NDC or MPP, I'm telling you, but he will support whoever is doing the right. I know him.
Oh, that is what we want. It's Ghana first.
Yes, exactly.
Ghana first.
Yes, very, very true. Very, very true. And so, yes. Kwejo, as you heard, my panel, I didn't get all my panelists joining. Some technical issues with network back home in Ghana. That's Professor Enoch Opokwentry could not join us. And also Mr. Charles Bisu had an event which coincided with this particular program. He's on a tour and he's starting to become, he wants to be elected as the next General Secretary for the MPP. And so they are in Achimota. I think they are doing some kind of Thanksgiving or whatever there, and so he could not make it, but God is still working. I believe I've had a good time. We've educated each other and you that watch us as well. This is where the brains that God has given us, the intellect, we put to work the intelligence as well, and also the wisdom God has given us. You see, it's not all about just me 1 point, but hey, we have to be open-minded and objective. Our country is our country. When you see, that is why I let me wrap up. Ken, thank you so much. Mr. Ken Johnson is the chairman for the Telford branch of the National Democratic Congress. That is NDC, the chairman for the Telford branch. And so he said their arms are open to receive any new members that if you want to join them. He said something that the NDC has become very attractive. Okay, we'll leave to see. 2025 is just around the corner, and we will see that if they are good, if they are what they say they are. And I told him already that these days, because of social media, everything is recorded. People can tap into what we have said and then play it back to you come 2025 if you are in power and you don't do what you said. And so, politicians, let us be aware. God is working every day, every night, every moment. And so, thank you so much, Mr. Ken Johnson. I appreciate your time, and I'm so grateful to you and the entire National Democratic Congress, the UK branch. Thank you, and God bless you. And also, let me say thank you to all our viewers across the globe that watch us, those that sent okay, that sent the messages of, is it Alphil? Is it Alphil? A consult. And also I have Faustina. Oh, she says, great show, greetings to my boss Ken from Faustina. And so that's coming from Faustina to Chairman Ken. So we have to draw the curtains now. It's time for some good music on Star Radio UK. Tomorrow morning, Archie and the boys will be here, giving you some current news, breaking news, and everything that make news. On the morning show, newspaper review, and all the things that matters when it comes to news. I've been privileged to be produced by Mr. Archie Amon. Thank you, sir, for your time. And thank you to our sponsors, Kerry's Furniture, all the way in Atlanta, Georgia. Amazing company. They deliver to your doorstep no matter where you are. From Bogota to Achimbegro, they can deliver to your doorstep. So look no further. It's KHARIS. And also, let me say a big thank you to M&M Concept, a good company when it comes to all flyers and all graphic design works, all print works, everything that you will need to do. Look no further. It has got to be with M&M Concept. These guys know what they are doing. A discount of 15% awaits you if you do mention Star Radio UK. And let me say that, hey, you don't have to take it anywhere, but it's M&M Concept. They are based in Ghana, but let me say that they can deliver within the shortest turnaround time that will surprise you. And so last but not the least, let me say the thank you to Mayor Associates as well. These guys know what they're about when it comes to project management, property management, and also whether it's a commercial project or a private project, your holiday home or your commercial project, these guys can take from conception to completion. Hey, look no further. They are professionals. They've been in the industry for a decade and a half, and these guys know what it takes to work hard for you. Trustworthy guys, and I can guarantee and vouch for you. Last but not the least, CIG Properties. Oh, amazing company. If you're looking for a company that can stand out for you and stand for you and work on your behalf, invest on your behalf, and give you the best deals, it is CIG Properties. www.cigpropertyuk.com.
God the promise keeper.
And also if you're looking to invest in Africa, go through them, connect with them. They can give you good deals. If you want a brand new house, then if you're looking for the better deals, whether in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, or across Africa, South Africa, we have presence in all these countries. So look no further. CIG Properties, amazing company. In the UK, if you're looking for mortgages, if you're looking for deals, if you're looking to let or sell your house, if you're looking to rent, it's CIG Properties. Oh, look no further. If you're looking for maintenance company as well, whatever it is, facilities, they will be able to help you out. Connect with them, www.cigpropertyuk.com, or give them a call on 0203 916 5588. That's 0203 916 5588. God is working, God is working, and God is working.
Everything is gonna be alright.
Everything is gonna be alright. No matter what you're going through, giving up is not an option. You see, I watched a documentary about Sir Alex Ferguson last night, and you know one thing? The title of it is that Never Give In. The man started from nowhere. He was an apprentice in an engineering shop, and it was difficult and tough, but he was still playing football alongside. Moments that he thought he could not do, he woke up and told himself that he could go and do it. He was kicking the back to go back to where he had to be, and he was able to do it. Today he's a brand. And so you can do it. If a mortal man like you and I have done it, it's got to be that thing that is in you. The Bible says in the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 11, it says the same spirit, resurrection spirit, that grace, that power, that anointing that was resident on the inside of Jesus Christ, that raised him up from the dead, that spirit is on the inside of you. So no matter what you're going through, tell yourself in the mirror. The word of God is the spiritual mirror that you and I look into, and we are revived, re-energized, that we rejuvenated, I beg your pardon, we get revived, we get that oomph, we get that power to bounce back, because the righteous man falls 7 times, and 7 times you will bounce back. Tell yourself that I'm not going down. It's either that sickness go down, because I am not going down anymore. Jesus went down for you so that you will rise up. Tell that story that looks like it's coming with shame written all over that. Listen, you are not taking me down. You will rather go down for me to walk over you. Everything that wants to bury you, you've got to bury it. The words of God in your mouth is too powerful for you to be terrified by what you're going through. I leave you with this. Stay strong, stay positive. Believe in the God that you serve. He's always on time and never late. And don't give up for anybody. I tell you, and I kid you not, that God is real. Hell is real. Heaven is real. Give your life to Christ and be on the right side, and be in that zone where you win always. You're a winner if you're in Christ. God bless, no stress and nothing less. Join us this Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. on the Property Hour Show with myself and my co-host Vicky Newton. We'll be bouncing back. We're talking about some powerful stuff that has got to do with properties in Ghana, how you can get in, how you can buy your holiday home, and also of stuff that we are getting into. You don't want to miss it. Join us, and we will be talking about real estate in Ghana, the new face of it. Amazing. And also next week, join me. You don't want to miss it. I believe that 2 weeks we are going to be talking about a very sensitive topic that has happened, a disaster that has happened in this country, and we're going to be discussing that. We'll be talking to some very, very important people, and also people that have been affected by this disaster in our community. We need to highlight these things so that you and I can be of help. You and I can also wake up to the fact that, hey, I'm a brother's keeper. And so keep watching the space on all the social media platforms. On Faith Talk will be coming your way. A big shout out to all the generals, all the apostles, Apostle George Asantieboa, God bless you. And the entire family all the way in Wellingborough. More power and blessings to you, sir. Apostle Atabedu Senior, God bless you. Apostle Kenneth Esiama, God bless you all the way in Holland. To you and the family. Apostle Grace Kisira, God bless you. I salute. And the one and only Dr. Princess Lillian, God bless you and more power to you. Mama Justina, I salute you. And I say, hey, a big shout out. Congratulations to you, Britta. Oh, mine, all the way in Kampala. So excited, so proud of you, girl. You smashed it and you made it. And we thank God for your life. You're doing bigger things. And I thank God for your life. The sky is not the limit, but heaven. So go bigger, go lighting big. And also, let me say a big shout out to Apostle Julius Amwa. Let me say a big shout out to Apostle Peter Osahun. God bless you, sir. Apostle Solomon, all the way in GH. Apostle Joseph Youngson, God bless you. Bishop, the one and only Bishop.
Everything is gonna be alright.
The one and only Bishop James Cotte, God bless you. You live in Wales. God bless you, sir. I salute you. But guess what? The big news. The good news. The one and only Ambassador of Hope 1065 on Thursday. Oh. Is this too real? The man never grows, but the numbers keep adding on. Papa, we salute you and celebrate you. 65, the Ambassador of Hope at 65. All nations carries house. Let's rise up to the occasion and give him that Father's celebration. Powerful. You can. A big shout out to you, Mr. Amwako. Hey, the one and only. More power to you. And Mrs. Amwako as well, Atlanta, Georgia. And entire family. Apostle Bernard Apia Bossman, God bless you. I salute you. Hey, my one and only Abinana Abigail. The photo girl. Oh, Buakra. And the Prophet Daniel, God bless you. And so I bow out to say a big shout out to Joe Bossman and Inshirap Bossman. God bless you guys. Love you loads and more power to you. So the Ambassador of Hope, Bishop Frank Ofosuapia, 1065 this Thursday. I can't wait to celebrate the one and only Ambassador of Hope. And let's gather together to give him a good celebration. Papa, we salute you, we love and appreciate you. And Reverend Mrs. Mary Ofosuapia as well. And entire Curry's family, Curry's house family, all nations in Atlanta, Georgia, and the affiliates and other branches as well. More power, more blessings, more grace. And we thank God for your life, and we are praying into it. We are praying over, and we are praying far and beyond to God's glory in Jesus' powerful name. Apostle Ajima, Apostle Paul, and everyone, God bless you and more power. I'm out. I'm KBA Bossman. Thank you for listening.
Still I'm trusting. God is working.
Thanks for listening.
Tell you, God is working. Let me say, God is working. Tell you everybody, he's up to something. I may not see it. Still I'm trusting.
Thanks for listening.
Broadcasting live online. Turn it on. Turn it up.
My God is never early, and He is never late.
While the others keep on talking, we keep on rocking.
And if He said it, surely
for listening. Thanks for listening.
God is working, even in the darkest hour. God is up to something. Oh, I still am trusting. Hey, I'm telling you, God is working, He's working, 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 working for you. He's working it out. Then I may not see it, but still I'm trusting. God is working, He is working, He is working. Tell you, God is working, working, working. Help me say, God is working. Tell you everybody, He's up to something. I may not see it, still I'm trusting. 'Cause God is working, 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 working. God is working, working, working. He never sleep or slumber. My God, the promise keeper, sees every tear that falls. Every tear that falls. My God is never early, and He is never late. He's always there, right on time. Right on time, you know. And if He said it, surely He meant it. And if He meant it, surely He will do it. God is working, He's up to something. I may not see it, still I'm trusting. God is working, working, working. God is working, 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 working.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Online, on mobile.
Me say, everything is gonna be alright. Every little
Turn it on. Turn it up.
thing is gonna be alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. My God is not a liar, that He should lie, or the Son of Man that He should repent. If He said it, then He meant it, and if He meant it, He would do it. He's up to something. I may not see it. Oh Lord of mercy, still I'm trusting. Hey, my God is working, He's working, He's working every day, every hour. He's working, working, working. Everything is working.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Working out for my good. Working out for my good. Everything is working. Everything is working. Working out for my good. Working out for my good. I will keep holding on. Holding on. And I will keep moving on. Moving on. Said I will keep holding on. Holding on. And I will keep moving on. Moving on. God is working.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.